Welcome to the Oh So Spurs podcast. We are going to Bilbao and we are here to enjoy it with every single one of you. And joining us is Joe. How are you, Joe?
Fantastic. It's 7 a.m. and I couldn't feel better. Let's go.
How was it? 1 a.m. for you, but you running on adrenaline?
Yeah.
How you doing, mate?
1 a.m. Got to get up 5 hours for the school run. I don't care. Absolutely buzzing.
No. This only. Oh, and Sai's in the house as well. How are you, Sai?
There he is.
Here he is. Yes, he got there.
Yes,
He's
boy.
got no. Oh, he's there. Yes. It was too easy, wasn't it? It's too easy. What happened there?
Yeah.
A manager with no plan. We obviously just went all out attack. No idea what we're doing. The players were apparently managing the side, but we still pulled it off. Guys. Absolutely magical. No, but seriously, really, really mature performance on both legs. The tactics were spot on, weren't they? Felt like I just haven't seen Spurs get. Even when we waited the Champions League final, it was chaos. It was like
we fluked it.
This. We fluked it. This just felt so organised.
We fluked it in 2 games. We fluked it in the quarters and the semis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To be honest, we fluked it getting out of the group.
True, but this wasn't fluke. This was awesome. And shout out to N17 Stu, always with us, my friend. How you doing?
Here we go.
Good to see you, mate. Super Howard, he is really enjoying himself tonight, as we know in the WhatsApp group. Good man. Keep it going. Hisu, how are you, Hisu? Good to see you. I imagine those Palace tickets, by the way, are going to be going a bit quicker now. People are in a good mood. Yes, love it too. How Myerden, come on. You had 14 seconds. Get the commentary. I know we tried to get it spot on, but blame it on the lag. Mature performance. Milton, good to see you. There's too many comments to keep up with right now, so let's just get stuck in, boys. Where do we start? Sai, where'd you start? Who's your man? All the men.
We can roll out all the cliches, can't we? What a professional performance. We did a job. We turned up. And I love the fact that our press was crap, wasn't it? I mean, we did take them high up the pitch early doors. I don't think I can criticise any one of the players that were out there tonight. And I tell you what, right? No matter what anyone says, that pitch makes a difference. You could see the fact that the players they weren't confident on how the ball runs. They were checking their runs. They weren't sure of their feet, and they still came out and did the job. I mean, you've got to be proud of them. I love them to pieces. I'm not going to get down on anybody tonight. We're there. We're going to Bilbao. It's just a shame we got the Manx in the final, isn't it? We get there last time. We get the Scousers. We get there this time. We got the Manx, but we've got to make it 4 out of 4. Surely, come on.
Stu, though, go on, mate. Do you really want the home team in Athletic Bilbao over Man United?
You don't, but you don't want another English team, though, do you?
Yeah, and especially one that no matter how badly they do, they know how to win finals. That's the scary thing.
They do, but there's a little. Joe, is there a bit of it? Come on, give us. You follow other sports as well. Football's obviously in Spurs are your love, but you've told us before. Somebody follows other sports. Like, is this like a Tottenham thing? We have some weird syndrome, these conspiracies and stuff. Do we need to behave like? Who cares if it's Man United? They're not the same Man United they were. We need to let go of all that stuff. Or
I don't know how much we actually have a say on it. Like our nerves as fans, do they really make a difference? Because Ange doesn't seem to care that it would be Man United. I don't think the players would now with his energy. So I feel like we've just got to accept the history is the history and it's in the past, and we're trying to build something new to go forward. And this is our opportunity, and we have the right man to set that culture down to actually we can go and win things now rather than just. So we should just go excited, positive. Everything's ours.
Sure. For sure. I just like Howard's comment though about it feels more European if you've got a European team in the final. Right?
I would prefer.
It's a Premier League.
At
the end of the day, it's a Premier League game. It's a Premier League game to win a European trophy, and you're not gonna knock that on the head, right? And we've done them 3 times this year, so we know we can beat them. It just feels like the last time we got there, it was a Premier League final. This time we get here, it's another Premier League final. It would have just felt nice. I get not having Bilbao in Bilbao is probably a bit of a bonus, Jim. Absolutely get you. But we're there. That's all that matters.
I do also think it's such a shame that just like the Liverpool one where the final, here we've got no Maddison, we've got no Bedwell. It's just such a shame we won't have a fit.
Yeah, but the positive is old Spurs without those players, I think, just capitulate in nights like this. We don't really know how to go. We would have been better with them, but I didn't feel like we were desperately missing them.
No, but I mean, with all due respect, there is a difference between Bodø, Glimt and Man United. No matter how good their home record is, etc., this is a tie that we should have won, and I would feel a lot more confident if we had a full squad. But I mean, less of being the negative. I think tonight's performance, brilliant. I would just like to shout out to Biss, who's been getting a lot of grief, who hasn't been great this season, and he was brilliant, and he has been the last couple of games he's played. So shout out for him for keeping his head up and being professional. Brilliant job. And Destiny, absolutely. How good has he been?
No one's saying why isn't Spence started anymore. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, what? How
that little back heel pretty much off the line. That little flick with his back heel to save it off the line. That was classic, mate. Classic.
Maybe the left back is set up in our system to look really good because it's consistently happening whoever plays there. So maybe it wasn't Spence, maybe it was the system.
Shout out to Porro there as well.
He was good.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was going to say that to be fair to Spence and the doggy now, Udogie wasn't looking great at the beginning of the season when he wasn't match fit, etc. So I think
Well, it brings up like the. Oh, go on, sorry, Stu. Finish off.
No, I was going to say I think hats off to Spence for playing brilliantly, and Destiny has now come back to the form that he was in before he got his 2 injuries, and we're now getting one of the most exciting left backs in European football.
It's amazing what competition for places does, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh well, Deej, I'll put this one to you. A lot of our discussions mid-season were like, who has actually improved under Ange? Well, I'd argue Vicario's got better as the season's gone on. Like the start was a bit shaky from every set piece. Udogie's definitely on a fast rise. Berryval's definitely on a rise. Spence, whether he should have played him sooner or not, is a separate argument, but he has got better as a player this season. I think we can deny this. His best performances have come this year. Van der Ven's getting better all the time. Romero, it's hard to judge. But yeah, other players, are we seeing like a, last 10% of the season, like what Spurs could have and should have been all season, or is it just that it's the Europa League?
I think we're definitely seeing I think part of it is just everyone's healthy. Honestly, I don't want to overthink it too much. I think it's literally just that we're like we've had the ability to play like this since the beginning of the season. We just haven't been able to for outside factors like not having a consistent squad. And now that we're having that, we're seeing the benefits of getting that rapport with players. Like I've talked about it a lot on how having a consistent back two is really, really important for keeping players for our defense to be well. And once we get a consistent 2 players playing in the back, we concede less goals. It's crazy how that works. And I think a lot of players are benefiting from that. And then in terms of getting better, I think that it's kind of hard to say whether or not a manager improves most of our players, because we haven't. It's been 2 years now, and outside of players, outside of maybe Destiny, I guess, but some of it is also just coinciding with him maturing as a footballer in general, and coming back from injury. Obviously Destiny, I think a lot of his is different than it's different for him because he's had these injury problems, and I think that definitely is what caused his midseason fall off. And then a lot of it, other players, it's they've gotten better recently, but they were also their like worst periods were also under Ange. So I don't want to like be like 100%. It's all on him, but not to say that he's not a good manager or anything. I'm just,
Yeah, fair enough. We'll quickly dive into the comments, though, guys, quickly to catch up. Sean, good evening from Barbados. Yeah, the weather where you are probably sums up how we feel, my friend Sean. Kem, good to see you, Kem. Get in there. Yes. Nidge, incredibly professional performance from the lads tonight. All credit to Ange and the players. Agree. All of them deserve credit for different reasons. Only 2 likes. Everyone liked the show. What are you doing? There's nearly 400 of you watching right now across all platforms.
Get liking people.
Like it. Go on. Every player was solid defending. Best defensive performance. Is that fair, guys? Was that the best defensive? We'll carry on with the comments in a minute. But was that the best defensive performance we've seen in a long while?
In a while, maybe. It was a good performance. I mean, yeah,
it was. It's our starting back 5 playing together again. It's no surprise, as Deej said. When you get players back fit.
So wait, we were right that the injuries did impact the performances? Oh my god!
Oh, no.
No.
Come on, every team's had injuries.
Yeah.
Arsenal's been playing without their 5 or 6 best players all season.
Yeah,
apparently.
all season. Yeah.
That's what I hear from reputable sources.
Mahesh, I usually hate the rain, but it increased the ball speed. Well, they were putting sprinklers on whilst it was raining outside. They thought it was going to help them, but it seemed to play.
They were watering at half time.
Yeah, to try. That's what Sander said they do. They try and make it like so fast as it benefits them because they're used to playing that way. But it seemed to backfire and benefit us because with such pacey players getting on all those balls that were just skimming along the surface. Van der Ven, I think we need to do a bit of appreciation for him, though, right, guys? He was just
Rolls Royce,
majestic.
He makes us so solid, doesn't he?
He does.
The risk levels go down so much with him back there. It was the defensive wise. It was kind of the whole team defensively. I think it wasn't just the back 4 because they just played with the ball in their half for most of the game, like they did in the first game. It was just all right, cool, do that. We're winning by 2 goals already. Just do nothing the whole game. It was perfect, pretty much. It was literally, I couldn't have been happier. It was funny watching it with the preface of if we were to get turned over in the early of the game and we were sitting off, and I could just imagine what everyone would be saying, like, why aren't we attacking? But obviously turned out in the end, that was exactly what we were meant to do. Just sit there and grab we got heaps of corners, put them under pressure, and worked out in the end perfectly for us, and I couldn't be happier.
Are we favourites for the final now, guys? What are the bookies saying? Go on.
There's no way. I mean, obviously, I highly doubt we will be, even if we were like the better team.
Jeez, what happened to you this morning?
No, I'm explaining.
Did someone take a wee in your Cheerios when you got up?
Let me finish my sentence before you jump on me. I was going to say, because bookies' lines aren't just based on who they think is going to win. It's based on where the money is going. Okay, and I think that there will be more United fans and people who don't like Tottenham, who are like, Tottenham will just choke in the final. So I think that the overwhelming amount of money will be on United. So I think United will be favored, but I don't the favorites for the bookies, but I don't think that actually relays into like whether or not I think we'll beat them, because we've already beaten them 3 times this season.
If you look at the Premier League table, there are 1 point ahead of us, and we've got 4 points from the last 5 games. They've got 2 points from the last 5 games. So I don't think either of us are favourites, to be perfectly honest.
True. But then I would say, I think United have just been like bad even when everyone's available. They've just been bad. Whereas I feel like the reasons we've been bad have been an accumulation of things. Do you know what I mean? Like
they have just stuff to Bilbao, though.
They have.
I think the biggest challenge with that lot is that in a one-off game, they've proven that they can still step up over the period of the season. Even when they got a fully fit squad, they're struggling and they're really poor. But on one-off games, they still have the ability to step up, and that's it's either way. I think it's even Stevens. Can we beat them? Yeah, we beat them 3 times already this season. Of course we can. Yeah, they're not going to fancy playing us, but it's them again. So it is what it is.
As Sean says, got a team we've beaten through. Sean, thank you so much, by the way, for the donation there. Legends as always, mate.
Legend.
Go on, Joe. Leading in from Shawnee's point, he was saying we beat them 3 times already. Should we just be in that mindset, Joe? We've already beaten 3 times. Just another one.
Yeah, I think I mean, favourites. It doesn't really matter in this game. I don't think it's as we said, it's a debate of which team's favourite. But I just care about that we can, and I think we will beat them. There's a sort of like a mathematical thing of where if you play a team a certain amount of times, that eventually they have to beat the win, like just through anomaly. But that's the same with us in finals as well. So I'm not really worried about that scenario. It's just I do think we can beat them. I think we can go there and we can win, and that's not being not humble. Just I think we can beat them.
God, your Australian like culture thing of like actually backing your team to win stuff makes me really nervous.
yeah, true. I forgot. I was born in England, so I've got a bit of that pessimism.
Yeah, so come on, bring it down, Deej.
Bring it back
to
reality,
reality,
come back
Deej.
here.
Come on.
Yeah.
How great would it be?
You with your morning hair. Look at it. Your massive, great, beautiful morning hair.
Have a sip of water to calm myself down.
At least they are a known quantity, as Paradini says. Nate, what a game indeed. What a performance. The sky is falling. Just woke up, missed the whole thing. Who scored? I watched the replay. Solanke scored. And Porro scored definitely deliberate goal.
Yeah, he was looking for that all the way, wasn't he?
Picking him out top corner, just like we all expected.
Yeah. And
wow.
wait, was that it? Yeah.
Thank you, Rizrig.
Rizrig.
Oh, thank you very much.
Right.
Solanke scored. Scrolling down, we got. What happened? Oh, Rizrig, thank you very much, my friend.
There we go.
Legend. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if anyone else is watching.
What? Look at the last comment. Being Australian means saying you always win a trophy in your second year as you entered your second year at Spurs. I would love it if he walks in after we win the final, walks into the press conference, just takes the mic, drops it, and walks out.
Yeah, buggers out.
Yes. That would be so good.
Who we are, mate.
Yeah.
Who we bloody are. Yes. And just a quick note, because thanks so much for the donations, people. If you want to also support the show, being a member is a legendary thing to do. You'll get an extra 2 or 3 videos every single week as well. And if you want to help us grow our memberships, you can gift memberships on here. But anyway, back to the most important thing. We're going to Bilbao. What do we reckon? Is it going to be the same team? We're just going to go for what worked in the second leg today? Start Richie and Solanke? Or do you think he is to mix it up against United and go with a pacier winger on the left? Over to you guys.
I think he starts Tell. Or he'll start Son if he's fit.
I was about to say
it'll be Son if he's fit, surely.
Yeah, it'll be Son if he's fit. We remember 2019. It's if a player like that is close enough to being healthy, they're going to play. They're not going to let themselves not play. And I think it's probably the right decision. I think that Ricarlison, played pretty well again, but I think his style of play is maybe not as conducive towards playing against United as it is to playing against a Bodø Glimt, where we're not like I guess our main method of attack was bringing balls in from the right, and that's something that plays into his strengths very well. And if we're going to need to have a more balanced attack, I'd say I think having someone like Tell or Son on the left would be better. Also, I've talked enough about it, so I won't talk about it for too long. But man, Tell's deliveries on crosses and corners are just beautiful. They're the best I've seen at Tottenham in a while, I think. And I wish he would take more corners. Because you see what happens when he takes them.
And I think with that 3-man centre middle for Man United, playing that 3 or 5 at the back, however you want to look at it, I think what we've got to do is we've got to push their fullbacks back And I'm not sure Richarlison is the man to do that, to put the fear into him. So I think you need some pace on both wings. So I might even start Odegaard on the right and Tell on the left.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I think also having Richie on the bench, if we do need to kind of throw things forward to kind of get a goal later, is a brilliant option.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree that he's the kind of player that you want in a cup final later in the game, as long as the game is within reach. Like if there's like a reasonable chance of scoring, you want someone who's got the aerial ability of Richarlison. And I think that earlier in the game, I think that having the possessional stability that someone like Tell, or more obviously Son, Tell can still give the ball away a little bit, but I think Son, for as much as he's fallen off this season, I think he's still our best like in possession winger, at least on the left. So I think having someone like him that can maintain possession, calm down, and still be enough of a threat that he has to be like reckoned with, is important. And then on the right, I would also kind of like to see Odegaard, but I think Johnson's just going to start till the end of time. Kind of what it feels like.
I would love nothing more than Son to score the winning goal.
Oh, that would be
Please.
such a magical
it'd be
fairy
great,
tale to
wouldn't
his
it?
career
Curler.
with us.
The curler in
Yeah.
the top corner.
Oh,
One of his
outside.
classic
Yeah,
ones,
exactly.
steps
Trademark.
inside.
You know,
Yes.
you wouldn't blame him for being like,
Written in stone.
I'm done. Like, I'm
Yeah.
done with. I want to finish on that note. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Lift the trophy, captain. Thank you so much. Sean's donated 5
Sean.
memberships.
Oh,
So welcome.
Man.
Side note: Callum, STZ, Andrew, Carson. All thanks to Sean.
Grab
Goodness
that straight
oh,
away.
Shawnee, baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get in our little exclusive members WhatsApp group now and all sorts. So thanks to Shawnee, who's been a member for 7
Did you-
months.
I think the team I'm more interested in seeing is the one that we put out against Aston Villa next Friday.
Yes.
I can't wait to see.
Yes.
Wait to see who crosses that white line at 7:30 next Friday evening.
Is there any point in delaying that or changing the fixture?
They
date for
did
that? 'Cause
officially change it, I believe.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did,
No,
but
no.
what's the
Yeah,
point?
yeah.
Because like we're not going to play anyone serious. So I guess we will have
If
to.
Son,
We
if
have to,
Son
yeah.
if Son is like on the edge of form, I think having him play like 30 minutes there will be pretty important, just to make sure he's up to match pace.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we know what our starting midfield will be, and I think that we'll probably play basically that midfield, just because, like I said, in situations where you have this like muddled starting lineup because of injuries, you need those minutes to be cohesive. And once again, no offense to Bodø Glimt, but I think we'll play a different style of football than we did against them. I think we'll probably be. We ended up with what 30% possession from this game. I
Yeah.
don't think we'll see that one again. So I think it'll be good to play. I would assume we'll play pretty similarly to the way we play in the final against Villa. And so I think having them in a side where we are more having the midfield in a like play more in the style that we will in the final is pretty important, actually. So I'm glad it got moved.
Yeah.
I'm just glad. I don't know about you boys, but I'm just glad that we didn't get knocked out for the sake that they would have ripped the piss out of us for moving the fixture and then not making the final.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to get? Do we? Go on, sorry. Go on.
But no, but I also think it's like the Premier League decided to move the
Thank you,
fixture,
Michael.
right? Yes, we requested it, but if Levy hadn't have requested that, then we'd all be screwing that. Why aren't you doing everything that you can to give us the same amount of recovery time as Man United? And I think the Premier League pretty much had no choice. That you've got 2 teams from the same league going in the same competition. Why give one side an unfair advantage against the other side? And
the fixture was already transitory, because if they had made this in
FA
the
Cup,
final,
wasn't it?
Yeah, if they had made the FA Cup, they would have had to move it.
So it wasn't a TV game. It wasn't set in stone. It could be moved. So you're absolutely right, Deej. And if we hadn't have asked for it, then we would have seemed somewhat negligent for not asking for it. So you ask, you get. There you go. Shut up.
Guys, Michael has requested with his $5 donation. If we win, we have to do the Greek Zorba dance together.
I'll do it
No
if
worries.
you teach me, Michael. Michael, you have to teach us first.
Yeah.
You can
I was
come
going
on
to say
and do it.
I might need a
and then
They need
you can sign me up.
some lessons and
I was going to say, not with these, mate.
All I'll say is I have a price for everything.
Apparently, it's $5 Australian.
I was going to say, us winning a trophy.
You
I'll
didn't
do
need to
anything
be that generous, to be honest.
He would have paid you $5, Michael, to get the chance to do it, I reckon.
Yeah, I would have. Absolutely. You know,
He
me.
does a lovely Zorba.
It was also nice little touches from the club, right? Putting scarves on the away end. Apparently, that was all the new CEO and not Daniel Levy, even though the new CEO has not started yet. But I get it. He does sound like some changes have occurred since he's joined, which are probably, you know, one of those things, you know, when someone hasn't started, but they're kind of like, I reckon this might be a nice thing. Maybe, do you reckon that's going on?
He was known for it at Arsenal. He drove a lot of fan engagement at Arsenal. So,
yeah.
It's like a new boss bought lunch for everyone, isn't it, at work?
Yeah.
A new boss put on pizza for us. When I saw it, the flags, I was like, someone's going to complain that the club's spending money on flags and not on transfers. I bet, yeah.
Yeah. Or it's pizza for everybody, but it's Hawaiian.
There's nothing wrong with pineapple.
No, I quite like it, but a lot of people don't, Joe, apparently. Weirdo.
Stu, save us from pineapple on pizza, mate. What were you trying to say?
I will kill all of you if I ever see you stick a pineapple on a pizza.
My wife's Italian too, so I get it.
It was like, do you remember the other season where when Brighton played? Did they play Roma? And when Brighton went to Roma, the Roma fans put a banner up in Italian, basically saying the Queen takes it up.
Oh yeah.
And then when they came to Brighton, they put a sign up saying Totti likes pineapple on pizza.
That was it. Yeah,
that's brilliant.
Fizzy, thank you so much for gifting membership. By the way, my friend.
My man.
Thank you so much. Legend.
Fizzy Dilbury, what a name! I want that name, Fizzy. Can I take that name, brother?
Fizzy is now brought in Lesego into the membership circle. Welcome, welcome.
Dilbury.
Howard says all the scarves had "I love Levy" on them. That you know the little bit where it's like made in Thailand. It says "made by Daniel Coys." And if you want to keep it, you've got to put £5 in a box when you walk out the stadium. But anyway, yeah, it was nice little touches like that. And what felt different today is like, I feel a lot of people who, obviously there's the extremes on Ange loving and Ange out in on both sides, but the people who are kind of on the fence are currently back in the let's give this a go. He's learning some lessons. Maybe there is a few, because I feel like the pendulum, you've got the middle 20%, right? Who sway from each side. And I think they were on the other side. And today's performance has brought people back on board with the project for now. So, but does that all change if we just play the kids against Palace? And is it Palace on the weekend? And just throw it?
I don't know what's going on with cheating here. Can we silence him, Jim?
Yeah.
What's he saying?
We don't want to be getting into any sort of India-Pakistan conversations, really.
Exactly.
Cheating, please. It's not the place for it, mate.
No.
Yeah, we're not doing that on here, mate. It's the wrong forum for it, mate. Put you in timeout. There you go.
Yeah.
Bye. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that well spot, boys. Where's that? It's completely thrown me. We just went from scarves to World War III.
Yeah, no, playing the kids. I think the fact we've made a final, that nobody will be complaining about anything until that game's over. Then the whinging will start again, even if we win. But I think until then, there'll probably be a truce, and whatever happens, people say it doesn't matter. We've made a European Cup final. At least I hope so.
Yeah, and let's listen. I fully respect the fact that some people want to protest and they want to do whatever they want to do against the ownership, etc. But let's not do anything like a walkout this weekend at the Palace game. After this, let's just get behind the team, put all that to one side for the time being, and just totally get behind them and show the support.
They're asking people to stay behind for 10 minutes in the second half. I'm like, that's going to happen if there's no protest. It's a nothing game. That's the type of game where all the families get to go, don't normally get tickets. They stay around a little bit at half time, enjoy an extra pie and a pizza, whatever it is, and they just relax and enjoy the day. that's not what. This is not the time to start trying to hijack this as a movement.
No.
This is a time for like cohesion, joy, all the outside the ground protests. Great. I think they've done a brilliant job of getting numbers and having an influence on things like ticket price changes, but don't bring it into the stadium during games. Not now.
Also, one of the points of protest was not winning silverware. We're in with a chance of silverware, so what the hell are we protesting?
This is so true.
Did Chelsea have a walkout today at their game? I saw some highlights from their European game. It looked like no one was there, so maybe everyone's protesting.
Yeah,
Sean, I love you, but that hurts. Pineapple pizza and snapping your spaghetti. I mean, that's just a knife through my heart.
I think you put that on the internet. I don't think you're welcome in Italy anymore. I think.
I get a pair of
I'll go with a pineapple, Sean,
up.
but I can't go with a snap in the spaghetti. Come on, mate.
For the comment, the don't printing out too many banners. To be fair, even if we do win a trophy, it will still have been 17 years without a trophy. They'll just become really, really like literature sticklers. They'll just be like, there was a span and we didn't have a trophy. We have one now, but that's not important. What's important is the protest.
There was still 17 of those things that we didn't have a trophy for.
Yeah.
And I'd hate for them to realize this is our second European final in 6 years under this terrible.
Yeah.
Is that the second joint most European finals was it English team or anyone in Europe?
This is our sixth.
It's got to be in the last 6 years. I mean, Liverpool's had at least one more since 2019, I think, right? And Madrid has had like every other one.
Yeah.
And now Inter's.
So what was Liverpool's last one?
Us, no?
Us, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, because they they lose the year 2019, before Real Madrid.
Oh, they lost again to Real Madrid. I don't know.
I'm fine with becoming tier 2 Real Madrid. We just like dominate Europa League.
That's a Bilbao, which is thank God they're out.
Yeah, but
Seville had a bit of a run, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they didn't win like
Seville won 3 on the bounce, didn't they? They beat Liverpool in the final, but that was before they beat us. That was in 2016. They beat Liverpool in the final.
Yeah. I need to beg Sky for free TNT Sports for a month, or do they show it live on YouTube? I mean, it's worth. Can you just sign up and be like, I'm cancelling the next day? I don't know.
I'm trying to convince work.
I don't think I'm allowed to say what I would say, but I will say that there are other ways of watching the game.
Or you go to the pub.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince the missus work and some airline not to charge me $1,000 to get there. I'm trying to see if I can make all of those things align. And I'll sleep on a bench somewhere.
How long's the drive from your place?
The drive from it, it's a long, long drive. It's probably over a couple of days.
There's no.
I might. I'll be up for a little road trip. I know I'm in Greece with my family, so
I think the route for me would be I'd have to fly to Madrid, stay overnight in Madrid, and then go from Madrid to Bilbao.
My mate Christian he's timed it perfectly that he's helping his daughter move house. She lives in Madrid. Just it happens to coincide with the final. So he's looking into trying to get tickets.
Nice. Where will you be watching, people who are watching? Where will you be watching the final? Anyone going? Anyone going to get a ticket? I kind of feel like I should have applied.
You won't find out. You find out the ballot closes on Friday, doesn't it? You had to submit this week.
So I can still submit.
You could do till 12
and I've got a decent
tomorrow,
chance
I think.
I have 200 loyalty points, whatever it is.
Yeah, see, I'm well below that. I've got no chance. I've stuck it in anyway, but
I mean, if I stick money, can I give it to you if you can't go? Because I can't go.
No.
So there's no point.
Well, I guess so. I guess what will happen is you'll get they're not the same.
You're not allowed to transfer them like you.
No, but I think it will just be. I think it will just be an email ticket for the.
Fair enough.
So you might be able to screenshot. You might, Exactly.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Not worth it.
Especially if I get drunk and play up on your ticket, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Campbell says, I was honestly a bit worried about this game, but props to the lads. Anyway, Joe, you were always like mega confident. Deej, I think you were always like a bit confident. And I was always wetting myself. Like, we're going to lose. Everything's like they're going to wet the pitch and then we're going to wet the bed and blah, blah, blah.
And then you've wet yourself.
And then I wet myself again. Science, Stu, where were you before? I can't remember. on this.
We said we both said 2-2 draw today. We both said we were going through.
Okay.
Yeah, thought it was going to be a little bit more squeaky bum than that. I
Expectations.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Jim. I was very confident. I was 80% sure that we were going through. I actually didn't feel nervous at all, mainly because of Bodø's players been ridiculously rude before the game. I don't understand that at all. They just put in post-it notes on the bulletin board for us. They put a press was arse, did they say it was, and they said we can't defend as well, and they scored one accidental goal. A thing. I hate when teams that are favourites act like they're not, and then I hate when teams that are not favourites are overconfident and just ridiculous about it. I remember when Leeds came up a couple of years ago, I just hated how they were acting like they were this huge club. But yeah, so Bodø really got under my skin with, and I'm just so happy we smashed them, just absolutely dominated them over 2 legs. And yeah, that whole pitch made no difference. I mean, it made a difference to the game, but it didn't make a difference to the result. That Berg coming back, oh no, Berg's coming back. We just smashed them, and we're in a final now. So yeah, suck it, Bodø.
I mean, yeah. When we had the international podcast, Joe and I think it was the international podcast. Joe and I were debating whether or not they'd beat Southampton over 2 legs in a neutral site, and I don't think we could come to a conclusion. So that sums up about how I felt about the. Because like if they're playing at home in like December, then yeah, sure, go ahead. Because there's going to be like negative a billion degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, take your pick. And then so of course they're gonna do well over against that. But I think if you put them in I don't know, bring them to the US for a summer tour. I think if they played each other, it'd be a competitive series.
Yeah,
I think Burnley would smack them.
Burnley would not. Well, I reckon
we already beat them. I can't jinx it anymore.
I'm telling you, Burnley would beat them. I've seen enough of Burnley.
That's what I said. See, we have a Burnley expert right here, and he agrees with me.
I reckon we were just amazing, and they are actually amazing, but we were just like super amazing.
Yes,
of course. That's what I meant to do.
We were super amazing.
We were super amazing. Hypno's 7 months of being a member. Thank you. You're one of our first 10, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Thank you very much, mate.
Get in, son. Get in.
Get in there, son. Get in there, son. Go on,
Chris. Can you tell us what he's said in the post-match presser to stick up for us?
Oh yeah, what's Ange saying in the presser?
Yeah, I love
the way he's going after I love the way he's going after the media for everyone having a go at us and getting so upset.
Yeah. It's always different.
The rules been in place for 10 years, but all of a sudden we might benefit. No.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that is ridiculous. What about promoted teams in the championship? Does that mean that they should just get the right to play in the championship again? They shouldn't come up to the Premier League. It's just ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
And we're in the final. The rules. It's just the rules.
It's never been an issue before this season.
But it's the same thing as saying if you win the FA Cup, you shouldn't be able to play in Europe.
That I believe in. I'm just kidding.
I think that the reason why it's come up this season though is not just because it's Spurs. It's because it's 2 teams that are awful in the Premier League. Are in contention for it. So I think that's the narrative. And actually, I think that Ange has done well to spin it and put it at them against us and build a like that attitude within the team. So
I think but I think the best thing for me today is like it's that reassurance we can just really maturely see out a game when we need to and play. And we had the stats before, didn't we? It was really interesting. Like the Spurs have basically averaged 1.8 points per game, and we've had less than 50%, less than 60% possession, but only like 0.4 points per game, and we've had above that. I thought today was just another example of how, and we've done that 18 times this season, had less than 60% possession and seen out a game like this. So it's a sign that I think tactically there's adaptations that are coming, and they seem to be becoming a bit more like maybe there was like do you think there was guys like a lesson learned of I'm going to start with my full-on principles in the Premier League, but actually maybe there's some compromises in some situations, or has Ange always been like that and we've just maybe been overly harsh? What do you reckon?
I think it's just a difference between between cup football and league football. It's just I think honestly, I think that that message may have been gotten across to him when he was at Celtic and he got smacked around by Bodø, Glimt,
True.
all teams. That we kind of need to that those kind of competitions reward teams that don't play high variance football. And for as much fun as attacking football is, it is kind of inherently high variance because I mean we saw that when we were playing more gung ho in the knockout or the group stages, and we played against. We did, albeit a weakened team against Galatasaray, but we conceded probably one of the craziest goals I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was their first goal, but the guy was like back to our goal outside the 18, turns around, just throws a leg at it, and it just right in the top corner. It's just like sometimes that just happens, and I think a lot of cup football is trying to mitigate those occurrences, and you could kind of see that we were trying to do that a lot more as we moved into the knockout stages. And like I said, we haven't conceded more than one goal in any game in the knockout stage of the Europa League.
Yeah, and I think there's a piece, Jim, about when you're playing in your home league, that your philosophy of football is across 38 games, and the balance of probability is if you stick to your philosophy and you're going to win more games than what you lose, but if you drop some points, you can pick up points elsewhere, right? Whereas in a knockout competition, you don't have that second chance. So you've got to play a little bit more the percentage game, I think.
Yeah, true. Quick shout out to Sean. He's left a couple more super thanks. Thank you so much, Shorty boy. Yeah. That's true. Because it would have gifted it to United because, Bodø's threat is their home fixture today's. And without that, they would be pretty toothless, I think, in a final. Champions League places should go to Champions, Premier League, FA Cup. I actually think that'd be cool. That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
Champions of each cup.
What about when someone does a treble?
I mean, then it probably. I think then it goes to the. Yeah. I think then it goes normal. But
the only issue would be if a Wigan wins, because it kind of devalues the Champions League a bit. I get it does make sense because it's Champions League. But to say when Wigan won it, it would just be terrible in the actual Champions League. So
yeah, but then you could have years where Real Madrid doesn't qualify and City doesn't qualify because they have a City season this year.
I'm not against the idea. I'm not against it. I guess every option has a weakness, doesn't it? You can't really be perfect. So
it's interesting as well that you'll never get somebody defend the Europa or the Conference.
Yeah, because it's not the Champions League.
So,
I would do that, but
So for me, take out this season, take out us. It's irrelevant because the rules are the rules. I think that if you win the Conference or the Europa, you qualify for that same competition by default the next year, and then you get through the Champions League through your league.
Yeah,
that for me would be that's if I was setting it up. But then I guess what you then get is you get some sort of devaluation of the Europa.
Yeah, then the Europa League and the Conference League are basically pointless. Not pointless, but they're not.
Yeah, but then you don't let 5 teams into the Champions League from your top leagues.
I was going to say, but I mean, how can you say 5th or even 4th in the league is better than winning the Europa League? I mean, it's the same argument.
An interesting point. Where is better?
And I think also
we should just go back to the way that it was. Only the league winners. That's it.
But I think to go back to your comment, Joe, about you don't want to Wigan in. I think that's the whole beauty of sport is the fairy tale.
Yeah.
Opportunities to somebody to have a dream season that lets them, reach for the stars.
Because I thought the same thing about Leicester when they won the league, and then they ended up going to the last 8, I think, in the Champions League. They made a good account of themselves, if I remember correctly. And I mean, that team was not the 2016 team. I'll say that much.
Just quickly shout out to Elvis, who also kindly donated. Thank you, Elvis. We've got a good chance of winning. Yeah, our opponents are 15th in the league.
Yeah, I'll have to read up on them. I've never heard of this team. This Manu. I think they play somewhere up north.
Manuted.
Are we playing another team in the Arctic Circle?
They're in the Arctic Circle somewhere, I think, and they
I think so. Yeah, Manuted. And people are asking for an Oso Spurs Bilbao road trip. So why don't we all what we could do is on the next live show, we'll put a fundraising target, and we'll try raise enough money for a coach from the stadium, and we'll all go down to Bilbao together. And Sai's going to drive.
I'll drive.
Yeah,
He's going to fly over to drive.
Yeah, Sai fly over
Let's
drive
drive
us.
down to Portsmouth. Let's get the ferry with all the Manx. God, that's going to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
that ferry, those ferries from Portsmouth over the Bay of Biscay to Bilbao. That is going to be a choice journey for whoever's going on those. Oh my goodness!
And well done. 7 months for Jellybean as well as member. Thank you, mate.
JB, who's paying for that membership? JB, come on, talk to us.
He's you. We know who is. Why are you only tier 1? Should be legend tier. We know.
Should be.
Go on, up its legend tier.
Have a word with your dad.
Speaking of meetups, I have seen a few Melbourne people in the chat. So someone send me a DM on my X about. Assume everyone's watching at the Imperial.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I think Spurs have arranged a meet up. I've heard.
Yeah, cool. I'll be traveling to wherever it is. I don't want to watch it alone. That'd be sad.
No, you can't. Well, I'm in Greece. I've got to go watch it. I'm literally going to have to get a cab from the hotel to the nearest town and find a sports cafe.
It's pretty much a 14-hour drive for me non-stop.
That's like that's a day trip for us Americans.
Yeah, I mean that's a commute to you, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I've made that drive in a day before, a couple times.
I've done similar, driving to the south of Italy from Milan.
Is there a Rhodes Tottenham supporters club? Rhode Island Spurs supporters club? No, that's USA. Rhodes is a place in Greece and is an island, right, Deej? Don't laugh at me.
Rhodes is an island in Greece, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So when I read Rhode Island Spurs, I was like, "Oh, they've got one," and it was like America.
Okay.
You see,
and Rhode Island is
lost in translation.
Doesn't appear to be a Spurs supporters club in Rhodes, so I will have to make one.
Start one,
Rhodes for the final.
Oh, all roads lead to Rhodes.
Friends. All roads lead to Rhodes. And congratulations on 3 months, Kem. Thanks for supporting us as well.
Nice one, Kem. 62. It's a shame the other 61 of you aren't members.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, it's one of those games again where it was like so smoothly done. There's not actually loads to unpack. You just kind of like Tottenham did good stuff for 90 minutes.
Who was man of
the match for 45 minutes, and then we were like, "Wait, we're the better team," and then we played like the better team.
And a better team won. Is that what you're saying?
Mr. Jellybean, where the bloody hell is Johnny? I tell you where he is, Mr. Jellybean. He's down the pub with Dublin Spurs. That's where he is.
Yeah, you've just dobbed him in. He's just, just started marching around the pool. Jim showing who wants to watch Spurs. Jim shouting, "Yeah, I will be doing that." Holding my phone. Who wants to watch this with me? I remember it's like watching my son in the pool going, "Anyone want to play on my inflatable dinosaur?" I'll be there going, "Oh, watch Tottenham with me."
We need a VPN sponsor, so because that'd be perfect for right now.
It would be. It very much would be.
Yeah,
come on, NordVPN.
We didn't have NordVPN.
Come and get me, please.
So actually, don't buy NordVPN because you don't need it. Instead, just donate $5.99 to the channel. No subscription. You don't have to get locked in. A spiky Ange Postecoglou at his post-match conference. Oh, Stu, you've enlightened us here. What do I care what so it is asked what do I care what Man United think? Why is that relevant to me? You know better than me. You follow this club more than I have. What do you think a trophy would do for this club? People are fearing that it might actually happen. They're trying to tear it down and diminish it and try to compare us to Man United. Get in there, Ange. So it's so true that everyone is trying to suddenly diminish the competition now that they're like Arsenal fans in particular, like, it's not even hard, doesn't count. Champions League teams didn't drop down because they're like the whole season could be shown up if we do win the Europa
Well, it's
League.
like last season, the 5th place conversation, wasn't it? And now, because there's a Champions League spot, 5th place, it's the most exciting thing in the league now.
Yeah, and finishing 5th is an amazing achievement.
We've done the top 4 thing so many times. It's boring. Arsenal used to know how boring it was under Wenger. It is. I'd rather win a pot and finish mid-table. Although
Would you rather finish second or win the Europa League?
Win the Europa League.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same.
Oh my God! Can you imagine Mitchell Artichoke? Arteta choke.
How funny was it? Him going into the press conference saying they told me that we were the better team, and then they asked them, "So is it true you
said that?"
Yeah. No, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, he literally never said that.
That was very delusional, wasn't it? That post match.
Oh my goodness,
he's such a weirdo. Is his job under pressure now?
No.
If
I don't want it to
theoretically.
Let him stay. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, let their recruitment team shake themselves up like they did last summer. I mean, what a really weak depth squad they've got. You look at that bench yesterday; there was nothing on it.
Just loads of centre
I would
backs.
like to know, when will the British media start saying that Saka needs to leave to win trophies?
That is true, and he does. He is too good for them.
He needs to go to a real club like Manchester City, with history of winning European finals. Apparently now.
Oh, even being in them.
Yeah.
I could see him going to Spain and going to like Atletico Madrid or something. Barcelona. Yeah.
Join Trent.
Go to Real. Is he good enough to go to Real Madrid? I don't think he's good. He's not that level, is he?
He's better than Rodrigo. Rodrigo is not good. That's
he's better than Rafinha.
Listen, I hate the Gooners, but he is a class act. In that team, he's the class act.
Yeah. He is. And he just winds us up a little bit, but he does seem like a nice person as well. So
speaking of wingers in Spain, I know they lost, but man, Lamine Yamal is going to be the best player in the world for a good chunk of time. What a player he is.
Yeah.
And the other one that stood out for me this week was, I think Barcola is just amazing.
All their wingers that we were linked with at one point. Due is fantastic again. Kvaratskhelia is really good. We've known this. It's like we were linked to both of them. I had to learn who Ruben Cousin was when we were linked to him.
Yeah.
Hey Jim, put jelly beans. Oh, sorry, you asked a question.
Oh, and he's got a good question there. I'll put jelly beans up. It's a good one. The answer to this one, the question that keeps going around, and I think people's opinions of this change every week. But does Ange just walk if we win the Europa League and just put his middle finger up to all the kind of press and the stuff he's had to endure from, a lot of our own fans and stuff like that? Or do you think he's like, now I'm going to take it to another level and do one more year?
I think as long as he feels he's got the players with him, I think he stays. I don't think he jumps. I think he feels that he's got such a rich squad of youth there that once you've got everybody, and if you can supplement it with 2 or 3 ready now first team signings, I think you've got the makings of something pretty special there. So I don't think he walks. It's whether Levy can hold his nerve. And I think if he wins the Europa, that gives Levy a reason to hold his nerve.
Yeah. Fair. Question as well. Does winning the Europa League increase our chances of keeping Romero or decrease them?
I think it keeps them about the same.
Yeah,
it increases them. It definitely increases them because Champions League football is what a lot of players want.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably worth like an extra. It's also worth more to us. So that means even if it means we would require more money to lose him because the opportunity cost of because if you lose Romero, and you analyze that in a vacuum, that makes our squad worse, which means we are then giving up the opportunity cost of advancing further in the Champions League potentially, which means it is worth way more than the opposite of playing well in the Premier League.
Keep him, definitely.
I think. I don't know.
Beach, what's he got left? 2 years.
2 years after this.
2 years after this season.
But would you keep him if he doesn't sign a new deal?
I would.
I think we're at the point where we no longer have to sell to buy, and if the stadium's a game changer and whatever, if that's true, I think that we are now at the point where we can kind of afford to hold on to him for an extra year and then maybe sell him if the season goes wrong. We sell him in January.
You open negotiations 6 months into the season. If he does it, if you think he's not going to sign, you sell him at the end of the season next year.
I kind of feel we should just sell him if he wants to go.
It'll also depend if he really. But the problem is, I think if he goes, I think he'll go to Atletico Madrid. I don't think he'll go to Real, and Barcelona are broke. I think those are kind of the only 3 clubs that he seems to want to move to at the moment.
Yeah,
and I don't think Atletico Madrid have the money to get him unless they make a big sale. And apparently, they might sell Alvarez. So if they have big money going out the door, then maybe. But as of now, I just don't think that they have the financial ability to pay what we want them. We will need them to pay to get Richarlison.
What would that be, Deej, in your opinion? What's the financial incentive for us to sell? 70, 80?
I was going to say we paid 55 million euros, so it would have to be at least 60, 70.
Yeah.
If we win the Champions League, if it's south of 80, I will be disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, I did interview someone who works as editor for one of the Spanish tabloids in the Liga, and he was saying that his understanding is the links to Romero are real. Atletico Madrid want him, but they can't afford him, so they're looking at more like £50 million plus swaps, and they're looking at 2 players to swap with
us. They will give us Marcos Llorente, if they'll give us Julian Alvarez, both of those.
I
plus
think you've cherry
for
picked
Romero. I think I'll
50 million plus Alvarez. I'll take. Yeah, let's go with that.
Sean the Goonisler is funding the bus, guys. He's getting the bus.
Sean, you keep those donations coming, mate. I'm driving all day long. Don't you worry about that, brother. I'll take it. I'll do it in reverse. Get enough money, I'll drive it in reverse all the way.
I'm petrified. It just reminds me of when I used to go on holiday, we used to get the bus quite often because it was cheap or whatever, and you got the mountains, and there's no no barriers on the side. I'm just imagining Sai with a bottle of wine in his left hand navigating that.
Yeah, one hand over. I'm not even using the rear view mirror. I'm just over the shoulder. Stick the flag up in the back window. We'll be fine.
Yeah. It's all right. It's on cruise control.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I've got the camera on, haven't I? I've got the reverse camera on. Don't worry about it. It's all opposite. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then only Joe was left. We all got. Did you be alive as well? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 17,000 kilometers to travel.
Yeah. Well, anything else to add, guys?
Yeah, best players. Who was the best player for everyone?
Okay, yeah, let's man of the match and score predictions for the final. Ooh, too early.
Oh dear, too early.
Let's take the breaks on score predictions.
Let's party for the next 2 weeks or however long it's going to be.
We'll worry about that later. Let's focus on the present.
Yeah, but
it's a player of today. Come on then, boys.
I want to give it. I'll go first because I started talking. I will give it to a player who may not have been the best player. Well, it's arguable
man of the match
wasn't
player. The best player. Okay.
No, but it's. I'm taking into context everything that's happened, and I think Bissouma had a fantastic game.
Oh, you nicked it, mate. You took it out.
That's why I spoke first. Obviously, I felt like everyone was going to say that.
Like you can't use the same one, Si.
You can't.
No, you can't just copy what Deej says and just change the accent.
So I'm going next, and I'm talking now. So I guess I'm going next.
Yeah, you are.
I'll go with. Well, I think there was a couple of. I'm going to go a bit further back than Biss and say Mickey. I thought Mickey had a great game. I thought there was a couple of covering runs that he made, tackles. I'll go with Mickey then.
I know who Stu's going to go for, so I'm just hoping someone takes it. Joe, who are you going to go?
No, Stu can go first because I can.
Slick Vic.
Stu.
No. You know it's destiny.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was going to jump in and take him.
Yeah, I was having a backup.
Yeah, it had to be one of the mafia, didn't it?
I've got 3. I've got Mickey, Destiny, and Vic.
You died on all of those hills.
Pretty bored today, so it couldn't have really been him. So
I'll go with
one option.
Solanke I thought he was actually very good with the ball at his feet today. He dribbled fairly well. He carried the ball to the byline a couple of times. His rotation with Richie was good and his pressing was good. So I thought Dom did well up there. And obviously, goals.
Goals.
Kind of make it off for Romero.
So it leaves kind of
That was
Romero
James
and Bentancur, isn't it, for the last one?
Porro. You got Porro.
Oh, Porro, yeah, I'll give it to
And
Pedro.
the
But
goals,
there really
yeah.
were like 8 players out of that were like excellent, and then lots of who did okay. I thought Kulu I think you got to play him against Palace.
Kulusevski needs to get back into it.
Yeah.
Johnson is continuing the thing of doing nothing but scoring goals.
I actually
They
thought he
didn't
was
score
okay
today.
positionally today with defensive wise, and
Yeah.
until he just kicked that guy.
Like, why did he do that?
He got him in the showers. He was that late. You know what I mean? He got him down a tunnel at half time. Jesus Christ,
I was like,
man.
I had like meetings through the entire first half, so I was like kind of half watching. I saw that, I was like, oh my god, did we just get a player sent off? if the studs are up at all on that tackle, he is headed back below the Arctic Circle before the game is done.
Yeah. And what about you, Jim? Have you made your mind up yet?
I was just told to go for Porro, but I was actually thinking Bentancur deserves a bit of a shout out as well.
I think Romero played so well, and the assist.
He did. Romero gets a lot more criticism when he plays badly than credit when he plays good.
I love Romero, but when he went up to do the coin toss, he just didn't even. There wasn't a crack of a smile. He's just staring at the guy. He's just like, "Argh." It's like you can hear him growling almost. Even the refs going, "All right, mate." Christian. Oh,
we weren't there to make friends. We were there to win games.
New member,
John. He's got Legends tier as well. John from
Oz and Fiji.
And Fiji. God, you live
in Fiji. What at the same time? Are you Quantum John? Is this Quantum John from Oz?
That's a nice life right there.
Quantum John's a great name. Change the Quantum John.
Quantum John. Change your name.
Roadringer's John. He's Oz and Fiji till you observe him.
Jim, I don't know why you're trying to wrap this up. I could do another hour of this pure joy.
We can keep going if you want. We can just keep chatting rubbish if you want. What's going to say? We're going to do another pod though tomorrow, aren't we, guys? As well. We'll keep this one going if you want. But yes, so if you want to watch that, subscribe and you'll get a little notification. If you click the little that's what I didn't really know that the bell did before. This is really bad as a YouTuber. But the bell actually makes it so you actually get notified when we release an episode. So if you are a subscriber, click the bell. And if you aren't a subscriber, subscribe and then click the bell button. And then you'll get notified when we do the next episodes. And that'd be good stuff, wouldn't it? Yeah. Anything else, guys? You want to keep going? Keep going. Go on. Enlighten me. What we got in the comments? If you made me choose man of the match, would be doing disservice to the other 10. Can't agree with Eves. Greg, good to see you too.
I disagree with Eve. He's not questioning my ball knowledge.
What's that with Eves?
Oh, you said he can't agree with Eves.
Can't
disagree with Eves.
Yeah, that's what I was making sure. Making sure.
Come on, Jimbo.
24-hour celebration.
Grade A moderator here, mate. Come on.
Yeah, for charity.
I think
get me there.
I think 24-hour. I think we could do it between our time zones. I don't think it would be that difficult. Honestly,
follow the sun.
We could trade off. Yeah, exactly.
Should we do that? Because Peppa Pig does it.
Sando in the
sunset. Peppa Pig does it, right? Like it's just if you go on YouTube, you've got kids. It's just 24/7 on YouTube live, like bam, 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 bam.
She hands
literally
over
with the time
Thomas
zones
at about lunchtime.
I mean,
just do 4 hours each.
California to Australia here.
Yeah, I mean, easy.
Pretty much. You just need a Hawaii in there.
Hawaiian,
Hawaiian.
Yeah, let's do that.
If we could, let's have a word with Quantum John. He could be in Hawaii as well as Fiji.
Oh my God!
Michael's just at 20 memberships.
We've got to keep going.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God, we've got to keep going. We've got 20 new members rolling. Kiwi Spurs, Dirty Sanchez, Roundtable Talk, Cozy, Samson, Spurs. Fizzy's upgraded to level 2. It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off.
Ask your questions, new members. Ask your questions.
Oh my God, ask your questions. Great blog, guys. Love your work. Thanks, John from Oz and Fiji. We love you too. Very much. Sean's upgraded to legend tier. What the fuck? What's going on?
Well, Sean was a legend anyway. That's only just that's a rubber stamp because Sean the Gooner Slayer was a legend anyway.
From day one.
From day one, man. Sean Gooner Slayer.
Sean Gunnar Slayer. Sean Gunnar Slayer.
Shout back to the old days, the early days, the original crew.
Exactly.
I think we could do like a morning with those Spurs where we just like WhatsApp call in bed to each other and we like do it live.
That's the problem. Is
Morning
if,
crew
Like in our underwear.
if you guys
You're
do
doing
morning
that right
call,
now.
it's
Jim,
gonna
stop
be
now. Jim,
it's gonna
stop
be
it.
late
Come on.
night. I'll be going to
Been
bed.
down this slippery slope a few times.
Yeah.
I just like,
We start the only so Spurs.
yeah,
Well,
only so
Only so
Spurs.
Spurs.
We'll get banned from YouTube quicker than you can imagine.
Mate, seriously, I've got us demonetized a couple of times, haven't
You got us nerfed on the algorithm a couple of times, didn't we?
I?
Welcome to the Also Spurs. I'm effing brilliant. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
YouTube
Size up
goes
there.
swear word first 3 minutes. Down you go.
Well, you got yourself demonetized for product placement at one point, didn't you?
I was drinking a beer on the show, and that's
Yeah.
not allowed. I don't think you're allowed to
Oh.
mention that.
You're drinking a beer on a
Thing.
show like that. I'm drinking a beer. This cold,
Don't
refreshing.
wave yours on there. Get it off.
Put it down.
What are you doing?
Is that good, Rob?
Anything
What
of that
age? You know?
criteria.
It's Ribena.
That's true.
I'm
That's
actually gonna go get a drink. It's like one here, so trust me, it's not gonna be alcoholic. Unfortunately, I can't convince myself to do it that early in the day. Maybe later.
Fair enough.
Steve turns
What a
up with
man.
whiskey on his Cheerios.
Yeah. Oh, that would be what a PT whiskey on some Cheerios would be.
Nice.
Ooh, I don't know.
So do we
Imagine-
think we've had a good season if we win this trophy?
Back to business. How do we go from
I think you have to
Weetabix
segment
whiskey?
it. If we had a
to-
good cup
to
season,
a good
yeah,
season?
of course.
Yeah.
2 semi-finals,
Mhm.
yeah, so
Great
far,
final.
and well, a semi-final and a final, and if we win it, then yeah, great cup season.
Yeah.
You cannot, in any
Hey,
stretch of the imagination,
We didn't get
get
relegated. It's
anything
gotta be a
positive out of
success.
the league. Just can't. As rose tinted as my glasses may be, you just cannot get
No, no
anything
positives.
positive out of the league.
I'm also referring to just the general vibe around the club, as in
Yeah, I
how
think
hard to get
you
raised.
could. Yeah,
We
I
didn't
think
get
you could-
relegated.
and
That's
yet-
a positive.
and
we
then
didn't
the other thing is
Get
if we
promoted
win
to the
some-
championship.
I guess
If
it's
we-
off the idea of, say, Villa, for example. They're maybe going to get Europe, probably going to get
I
some
hope not.
European competition, and they've got those crazy high wages. I'm just curious to be, have they had a
When-
better season if they make Europa League and we win the Europa League?
No chance.
And they've gone, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
an interesting one with the balancing up those two things, and
Yeah.
especially their wage situation compared to ours.
And Deej, you know the rules a little bit better on that sort of stuff. When does the wage? Is it next season that the wage to turnover kicks in and it can only be 70%?
I think it is. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean,
Because
there's a reason they
Villa are
sold
running-
Duran to Saudi Arabia. Like, that's not a kind of that is like the last kind of player you want to lose from your squad.
Because aren't they
Like,
running at about
90%?
92% of
Yeah.
turnover? Is their
it's-
wages at the moment?
It was as high as like 96 from what I saw at one
Yeah.
point. Which
So there's
is,
no way they keep Rashford. There's no way
no.
that they keep
Even
Asensio.
Asensio, yeah, exactly. If they don't get Champions League, they're going
They're
to
gonna have to sell Watkins. They're gonna have to
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
It would be nice to
Martinez,
ruin their
Vigil.
season, wouldn't it? Get
Oh,
them-
I'd love
all
nothing
of
more.
a
yeah.
sudden, Levy's salary to turnover numbers they're low, but they're not looking so bad compared to some.
I think they're 0.5% of our turnover, isn't it? Salary,
Yeah.
sorry.
I think we
It's right.
pay the league to.
I think we require the players to pay us for the privilege of
Yeah.
playing for Tottenham.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
and we
sure that's
only support
right.
them when we win.
Yes,
so
that
Solanke
works,
bought all
right?
the scarves for the players tonight. That was on Solanke's.
And we charge them for the laundry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can't claim that back, Dom. No.
Right, question no one can look, and this is for you in the comments as well. First one to get this right to within 0.1 wins. What was Tottenham's XG on aggregate?
Tonight.
Over
on
the two
aggregate.
legs?
50
On aggregate.
memberships
Oh,
from John.
It's I saw this.
Oh
Is
my
it-
God.
Sugarables.
It's,
What's up, John?
Oh
It's
my
4.7, right? Over the two legs?
John just
Our
chucked
XG
in
across the
50
two legs,
memberships.
Jim.
Over
Yeah,
the two legs
combined.
combined, it's like 4.7, right? 4.77?
5.
You weren't allowed to
exactly.
look.
I didn't look. I saw the. You
Oh, no,
think
you're
I didn't
wrong.
see the XG
You're wrong.
numbers?
You're wrong. You're wrong now. You're wrong.
Okay, the 4.78.
3.25.
No.
No, it's 4.7.
I'm just going mad watching all these memberships. 50 memberships from
members,
John in
members.
Fiji.
50 memberships.
Keep
John,
drinking the
you
Fijian rum. That's wonderful.
Speechless,
4.
John.
What was the closest guess? I think you were closest, Deej. 4 point.
Howard's
we've
gone
got
4.5.
Yeah, Howard. I think I said within 0.1. Yeah, 4.46. Howard wins.
4.6. It was lower
Wow,
than that.
brilliant.
Howard, you got it within 0.1. Nice.
What was
work, my
theirs?
friend. 0.77.
Was there
Yeah.
Total XG across 2 legs.
was Porro's goal the one that made it not 5?
Yeah, I think it would have been plus. That was -1.
Which
Yeah,
was more
exactly.
deliberate, Porro's goal or Sar's goal a couple of weeks ago?
Ooh, that's a good.
Oh,
that's a
there's
good-
none of them. Either.
Porro, 100%. Porro, 100%. Because Porro, even when he's not doing something, Porro, when he passes, he's in the back of his mind. He's like, I should shoot. So there's no chance that I know it definitely was a cross, but I guarantee a little voice in the back of his head as he crossed it was like, maybe I could shoot this. Because he shot from worse angles. Let me tell you, we've all seen it. When we were going through our injury crisis, and he was like the only way of attacking for a little bit there and he was shooting from like the touchline.
Yeah, the only way is Pedro.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why City want Porro and he's linked to amazing teams is because he is like uniquely good at what he does, isn't he? Like if you could build a system where you protect his because every action has a reaction and all that stuff, but everything positive he does going forward, there is obviously a trade-off you make for that. But if you build a
there's a
team
hole
around
behind
playing on those strengths, what a bloody player.
With Porro, I feel like his best comparison is Trent Alexander-Arnold with just his passing ability. But is Trent's passing ability just a bit better than Porro's, where Porro's defending ability is just a bit better than Trent's? And
I
it's
agree
the
with
kind
that.
of because
Porro's early crosses though from that sort of like 3/4 place on the pitch is pretty special.
The ball for the Madison run, but unfortunately we know Madison to make the run. But I don't know. Maybe he can pass that off to Kulusevski by the time we get to Bilbao.
And also in the same game, the cross to Richarlison to nod back for Johnson, just from that similar sort of area of the pitch, whether it's that more straight pass, like you say, Deej. But Maddison makes that by being the player that can take it out of the air the way that he did as well.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of players do that.
We have, like, I think we've always felt the squad's has more potential than what we've seen, and it's so nice to see it. Every time I swear we've said things are clicking, we've had a setback, but it generally feels like a lot of players now are. We know who our core group of best players are now, and they are consistently playing pretty well, which is.
We just need some cherries on top now, don't we? It's like I feel like the base for the squad is there, really strong now, like a base level. And if we just can add 2 or 3 more really high level players, I feel like we're primed. We're in a really good position, especially if we win a trophy too, with that mentality and just going forward. That's why I'm so excited about where we're at. I mean, there is poor things that happen in the league, but there's context to those things in the league as well. So I don't know, just chin up, everybody. Let's go.
Yeah, I think a testament to the quality of the youth is like how devastated were we when Berraval wasn't available, given. The start of the season, he was going to be a youngster playing a bit part here and there, getting time, getting development. And he was a bit dodgy.
How I thought about
He
it
was
at the
dodgy.
beginning of this season.
But he was a bit dodgy. He took a while to find his feet. And look at the way he's just progressed. He's grown. He's a man now. He's a boy at the start of the season. He's grown into a man. And, that is the level. Gray is the next one to take that step. You've got Udogie. You've got the youth of the team. Supplement that with 2 or 3, like we've talked about, ready now. Not, it doesn't have to be super experienced. 24, 25-year-olds in there that have got some experience that have still got some runway within them. This team is, this team could be something really special without a doubt. And I just want to see Ange get a pre-season under his belt with no international competition, get them working, get a couple of signings in early doors, and let's start next season. We get that, and we could be something special. And Howard, yes, yes.
You're keeping it.
Yes.
Did you see that corner? Oh my God, it's the best corner. I swear, it's the best corner I've seen.
Well, it cleared the first man for a starter, which is a bonus.
I know. We talked about this on the international version of the Oso Spurs podcast. The impromptu international version.
The impromptu.
He has this like way of the shape of his crosses are just like, I don't know. Pedro Porro's crosses are very good because they're whipped in, they're kind of flat across the top, and they don't have a lot of they don't come down as much. Then they're faster. So like someone like Ricarlison, who's like used to that, that's really good for a player like him, because if you can get in the position for that, you get a lot of power off of the cross and then you can just redirect with your head and it's whatever. Tell's crosses are different, but also good because they will beat everybody but the man he is trying to pick out. And from what I've seen and from what I saw when I first scouted him for us, I think I pointed it out in the scouting video that I did when we finally got him, and then we didn't get him, and then we got him again. His crossing is kind of ridiculously accurate for an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old or however old he is. He's
17,
very
Jimmy.
17.
He's 17. Oh my God. But
Everyone's 17.
There was a stereotype you fell into there.
Ben Davis is 17 in Jim's world.
Of course.
Yeah.
The shape of his crosses are.
But you're absolutely right, Deej. And his corners are just, they're just absolutely on the money. I mean, they're as good as Saka's or Rice's for Arsenal for sure.
Sean Laguna says, "What happens if we lose the final? What happens to Ange? I don't want to talk about the negative stuff, but what happens to him?
We'll worry about that. We're not going to lose the final, so it doesn't matter.
Shush, fingers on lips, people."
Tell's mentality also seems to be very high.
Yeah,
with his attitude, the way he even just carries himself, his chest's always out. Would you see his reaction to when his assist to West Ham? Like he kind of like held his breath. He was like, "Oh no!" Like just like, "Please score." So he seems like he really wants it too. So the more players we can get with that sort of attitude in the team, the better.
Yeah. It sounds like we are interested in keeping him, just probably not at the listed price. Which is, if you didn't think that was going to happen, you don't know Daniel. Like let's be honest here.
Price though, Deej. Have we not?
We did, but we did the same thing with Kulusevski because it's an option to buy, not an obligation. So we ended up, because I remember when we had when sorry to bring this back up, Jim, but remember when we had the argument over whether or not we should actually sign Kulusevski or and if it was worth it even with the discounted fee, and then it ended up working out pretty well for us. So but that does seem to be something that we do like to do, because we already have our foot in the door at that point. We've already got the player at our club. If we if he likes it, which it seems like Tell does.
If we win and get Champions
League, if we win,
League,
definitely. If we're in the Champions League, that'll definitely help. But it also probably means that they'll probably ask.
But if we choose to trigger the option, he doesn't have a choice, right? Because he's signed personal terms already. Is my understanding is it's totally down to us whether we trigger or don't trigger, and if we trigger, he's ours.
Yeah.
OSS Johnny. Yeah, have a word with Jellybean, Johnny, mate. He's out of control.
Jellybean just bought us 200 memberships, mate.
Apparently he found a credit card in the drawer. I don't know.
Yeah. The pin code was, what was it, 19...
He also said that
1954, and that was apparently a significant date. I don't know what it was.
Apparently Mum doesn't see this statement. So I don't know what that means, but for some reason Mum doesn't see that statement. It goes to a PO box.
Yeah.
So
anyway, well, worked out for us. So don't forget to like the show. I just said that to fill the seconds gap. It was even white noise to me. It doesn't actually mean anything.
I think It becomes white noise to everybody after a while. You
It's been
watch
what-
enough.
I literally just said that without thinking that's bad.
No, that's good.
That's
That's good.
bad.
That means you're getting closer.
Closer to what? Like
Being
becoming.
a full-time YouTuber.
Oh God.
Soon you'll have more. Soon you'll
Go.
have those big hexagon like light fixtures on the back wall.
I have looked at them. I have inquired with a neon sign company what it would cost for an OSO Spurs logo to be put on my wall instead of that picture there.
Ooh.
I've also got designs
Yeah.
done to turn my garage into a home studio, podcasting studio with like a tactics section. But
Does
I
that mean
really
you'll have to
I
move
don't
the
know enough
motorbike,
about
though?
tactics to use it.
Have you
No,
told them
that's-
to
I'll
just
just move
move
it
it
in
yet?
your garage. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The garage.
Does
is
that mean the
looking
missus
amazing
gets
now.
to see the motorbike and it needs to move then, Jim, or what?
Have you
Have
told
you-
the gym? That's the question.
Yeah, I
Does
told her. Do you know what her reaction was? I'm really excited for you. Can't wait to see it. I was like, what?
Oh, there's something coming down the line.
Yeah.
There's a big thing in the pipeline here, Jim.
She's seen
Oh,
something
she's
she
got
wants.
something lined up, mate. Oh, you haven't fallen for that old chestnut, have you? Oh, thanks, babe. Oh, mate, there's something very expensive
Yeah.
in the post, like a divorce.
Yeah. I think you're right. Well, to be fair, I have just sanctioned full usage of my life savings to overhaul the house. So I am owed a little motorbike in the shed outside. aren't I?
Okay, that seems. That
You have
seems
life
like a fair
savings.
trade.
Yeah,
It's fair.
You rode the motorbike in your new living area.
I
Well,
had
we just
them
bought a
at one
house,
point.
and I was like thinking of saving my money, but we overhauled the house instead with it. But anyway, enough about that. I might do like a little members behind the scenes, like give people a little tour of my little
Oh,
office.
stop,
setup and
you're
stuff.
getting a bit.
Here's
out
my
yourself
address.
there, mate.
Here's my credit card
Yeah.
number.
No,
Yeah.
no, just
Here's-
my podcast little
here's my
studio. I'm
3-digit
quite proud of what I built over the last 4 years. It's just a little room with some fancy lights and
We could
I
all
don't
do a
think
tour.
I
of
had-
yours.
and a clothes rail in it.
yeah,
I don't
and
think
my
I could.
femidons,
Classy.
whatever they are.
I would have. This is just a room. I mean, it's my office, but
We all have to do a little tour behind the scenes. Everyone's got to do like a.
Stu's
and
would be
here's
like 8
MTV
seconds.
Cribs. Did you watch that?
TV.
Here's the wall.
MTV Cribs. You got to show in the fridge.
Yeah, and
And you got
Yeah,
to
yeah,
show the
water.
bedroom.
My crib back in Italy is much nicer.
Do that one.
Oh,
Say.
ooh, get you.
Oh, cribs. Stu's got cribs.
Get you.
Ah,
Bloody
Stu.
yes,
hell.
of course.
He's got 3 cribs.
One in Burnley.
Burnley cribs, Italian cribs, Middle Eastern cribs. He's all over the place.
You live in a house like this.
Yeah.
I got a
That
very nice
reminds
pool
me.
table.
Someone just said get JJ on. We should probably do a tactics episode ASAP, shouldn't we? On that.
We should do.
Yeah, we're going to
Do-
milk all this
fancy
pre-final
doing-
content as much as we
Yeah,
can.
man.
Yeah, Deej, we're doing a
2 weeks
tactics
ago.
special review. We're doing a tactics special with JJ. We're going to do we'll do 3 tactics pods, then we'll do one with the general pod because when we don't actually know what we're talking about, and then you guys can tell us what we should have said. Do you fancy doing a tactics pod tomorrow?
We can do an international one, DJ.
Yes.
Yes.
Get on
We
a
can
list.
talk
I
about-
feel like we need a South Korean. I feel like to just top the tree.
Hands
Yeah.
across the
Yeah.
Pacific, right there.
I reckon we could get Hisu on.
Oh yeah.
I reckon Hisu would join. We'll get her on. I'll ask her.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll do the international OSO Spurs special. That'd be good fun.
Just out of curiosity, if even today it's international, we've got UK, Switzerland, UAE, Australia, and US.
We've always
Yeah.
we've always been pretty international though.
Yeah.
There's not a
We've
single
always-
episode we do with anyone in the same country as each other, like from the core group, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, we have other guests who sometimes are in the UK, but it's pretty cool.
It's our niche. There's
Oh,
more-
United
there's
Spurs
more
of
worldwide
America.
fans.
How you doing, Jacob? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you back. I tried to go on your channel the other day, and it was like basically said, looked like you'd been deleted off the earth, but it's good to see you back. Hope you're well, enjoying it. And good to see you. Yeah, we should get United Spurs of America on for the international episode as well. That'd be
True.
fun. That'd be fun. That'd be good. Yeah, it's Ange out and looking down with them hands in his pockets all the way to Spain. Yeah, he will be. He will be. I can imagine that image now. But right, guys, I think I better
Right.
wrap up. I've
Yeah,
got
man.
work tomorrow, school night, and all that, like you all do.
Dude, you're going straight to work from here, aren't you?
Pretty much. I'll get breakfast ready for the kids and do the school run.
It's 12:30 for me. I'm going to get my nut down. And, DJ, you have some more whiskey on your Cheerios and crack on for the day.
And we'll just do a quick shout again to everyone who donated today. So
incredible.
Sean,
can't thank you enough, fellas. Go for it, Jim.
Sean the Gooner Slayer with multiple donations and memberships gifted today. Legend Fizzy also with memberships donated. We've got Hypernoise, who is 7 months into his membership. Sean the Gooner Slayer with another €5 coming in hot. Elvis with a donation today. Thank you very much, Elvis. Jellybean, 7 months membership. Kem, 3 months membership. How are you? Sean the Gooner Slayer with another donation. John from Oz and Fiji, though. Rocks in. New member, gets his tackle out and goes, bosh, here's 50 memberships. There you go.
Insane.
Just swings it around the place.
Sean? I'll give you some memberships. Here's 50. Here's a bullseye.
And then Michael goes, yeah, you know what? Bosh, look at this 20. Have another 20. Have another 20 memberships. Wallop. Fizzy becomes a member. Oh, it just goes on and on. It's been a brilliant
Don't forget the donations to Oso Size Bus.
Yeah, the bus tour. Keep them coming, fellas. Yeah. Yes. And we will have a Jolly Boys out in. I've got a lovely little charabang out the back here.
People complaining about another YouTube channel I won't mention. Well, if you're tired of you're first timers here, we will love you and cherish you as members of the show, and we will not follow the clickbait. We will always stick to our values, and I hope.
Unless
our
the
members
clickbait's
would
about a
vouch
new
for us in the
signing,
comments there.
then we might clickbait new signings a little bit.
Oh, we clickbait in like the titles of the videos. Sometimes it's like capital letters, Tottenham destroy or whatever. But we've always stuck to our values and our principles.
Always.
We do not knee jerk in out all that stuff.
We'll be measured in our reactions, but our titles might be a bit out there.
That's fair.
We can't be 100% measured because then no one will click, unfortunately.
Yeah, and blame YouTube and Twitter and all that for that, because otherwise the algorithm doesn't like us. So yeah, and check out United Spurs America. They're a great lot as well.
It's funny, funny channel.
I need to get on United Spurs of America at some point. As a
it would seem like a reasonable thing to do, considering where you live.
Can we get him on? Can we get him on? Get DJ on. I've got his number, so I can hook you guys up.
He's a star, man.
Right, it's like 3 a.m. for Stu, so we should probably do the quiet, kind thing as well.
Yeah,
and let the man rest. Up the bloody Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
I didn't end the video, so we'll do it again. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
That's who we are, mate.
Why has it not ended? Why is the stream still going?
I don't know, mate.
The party
we just can't get offline.
Come on, you Spurs!